You know what really grinds my gears?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the vlog. Hope you are having a great day. It is July 31st, 2025. It is the MLB trade deadline. And what a day it was, especially for the Minnesota Twins. Holy shit. They started trading guys 48 hours ago. And didn't think it. I had a feeling it was going to get busy, but I didn't think it was going to be this busy. In total, since 2 days ago, and today's moves, the Minnesota Twins have traded over 10 players. Traded 11 to be exact. 40% of their roster has been gutted. It's just. This is a fire sale I have never seen in my 47 years of life. Almost 47 years. I've seen the Twins make moves before trading guys, but never this many. This is an absolute dumpster fire. So these are the players that we traded away. We traded Carlos Correa. He waived his no-trade clause, and he's going back to Houston. We traded with the Phillies twice. The first one was the big one for closer Johan Duran. He's in Philly. Griffin Jax to Tampa Bay. That was a final deal today. One of the final deals today. Relief pitcher Louis Varland going to Toronto. Brock Stewart going to the Dodgers. Willie Castro going to the Cubs. Harrison Bader. That's the second Philadelphia Phillies trade we made today. Harrison Bader going to the Phillies. The first trade that started this whole mess was 2 days ago. Chris Paddock and also Randy Dobnak going to the Tigers. Danny Coulomb to Texas Rangers. And Ty France to Toronto. He was in the Varland trade as well. So it's been a very busy day. So I'm going to go over each trade that transpired. So I got to get my notes up. And let's take a look at the one that started it all. Let's take a look at the Tigers trade from 2 days ago. We sent Chris Paddock and Randy Dobnak, both pitchers, to the Tigers, and we got Enrique Jimenez, however you say it. He's a catching / first base prospect. He was number 14th in the Tigers organization. So we get some depth at catcher, possibly first base. I like this move because, Paddock, when we got him a few years ago from the Padres, we traded for him in exchange for Brent Rooker, who's an all-star this year for the A's, and Taylor Rogers, a very good pitcher, and I believe we traded... No, that was a different trade I'm thinking of. Oh, we got Emilio Pagan in that trade. That's the one it was. Yeah. Pagan was a joke. Absolute disaster, and we got rid of him. But the Chris Paddock deal, Paddock got here. He was already damaged goods. He had shoulder issues. He didn't last that long a couple seasons ago whenever we got him, and he went on IR, and he was mid this year. He was mostly cold. There was a stint there. He was pretty good, but it didn't work out. Randy Dobnak, his history is pretty well known with the Twins. He was with us for many years. The most controversial one was the start against New York in New Yankee Stadium, and fans were kind of giving him shit because he's a Uber driver, so they were chanting Uber driver and just getting under his skin, and it was a disaster. They never should have started Dobnak. They should have went with somebody else instead, and we lost to the Yankees. So I'm fine with this trade. It was, it's a salary dump, so that was a good one. Let's talk about the first Philly trade, which was Duran. So we sent Duran to Philly, the closer, and we picked up catcher prospect Eduardo Tait, who was ranked 4th prospect with the Phillies, 56th prospect in Major League Baseball. And we picked up a pitcher, Mick Abel, Major League has him ranked 92nd, and he was number 6 prospect in the Phillies organization. So, and he also has a MLB experience, so that's a great pickup for Duran. A lot of people think we should have got more for him. I tend to disagree because Duran's a closer, and you can get closers anywhere you can. The Twins wanted at least 2 top 100 prospects, and they got it. So maybe they could have got somebody better, but I think it was the right trade. The second trade, which happened within the last hour of the trade deadline, sent Harrison Bader to the Phillies, and we got outfielder Hendry Mendez, number 12th prospect in the Phillies, and Jeremy Villoria. He's a right-handed pitcher. So that was the Harrison Bader trade. So the fact that we got a prospect for Bader, who was a rental this year, was a pretty outstanding trade in my book. So this was one that went down at the last minute today. We traded relief pitcher Louis Varlin, a Minnesota native, and first baseman Ty France, also a rented player that we got. Traded them to the Blue Jays for Kendry Rojas. He's a left-handed pitcher. He was number 5 prospect for Toronto Blue Jays. And Alan Roden, an outfield player. So another salary cap dump, but I like the fact we got the number 5 prospect. So you can see a theme: the Twins dumping a lot of pitchers in these trades. Willie Castro on the move. He's going to the Cubs, the north side of Chicago. In exchange, we get Ryan Gallagher, a relief pitcher. He was number 8th prospect in the Cubs organization. And another reliever, right-handed pitcher, Sam Armstrong. Dodgers, we made a trade with them. Brock Stewart, relief pitcher, heading to the Dodgers for outfielder James Ottman. This one, a lot of Twins fans are not happy about this. Ottman's been struggling the last couple of years. He was a highly touted rookie a few years ago, but he's been struggling lately. But maybe a change of scenery is in his future. We'll see. But that's what we got in the Brock Stewart trade with the Dodgers. Griffin Jax heading to Tampa Bay. And we swapped him with right-handed pitcher Taj Bradley. Another trade with the Texas Rangers. Danny Coulomb, left-handed pitcher. We swap left-handed pitchers. We get Garrett Horn from the Rangers. And the big trade, the one that shocked everybody. This news went down yesterday. Possibility of Carlos Correa being traded, waiving his no-trade clause. He said he wants to go to Houston. That's where he started his career. He's got family there. That's where he lives. And the deal was made. We traded Carlos Correa to the Houston Astros in exchange for Matt Mikulski, a left-handed pitcher, and we also are going to cover $33 million of the $105 million left on the Correa contract. That trade was pending medical physical, and it sounds like it's now finalized. So Correa passed his physical. He's going back to the Houston Astros, and that terrible contract is finally off the books for the Twins, even though it's going to cost them $33 for the rest of the season. But I'm happy that's going to happen. It's no secret to everybody on that's visited my channel and seen my videos, whether it's MLB The Show or talking Twins, that I hate Carlos Correa. I hated the signing. I hated the contract. It was a bad contract to begin with. We should never have signed him in the first place, especially the second time around after not one but 2 teams failed his physicals. And I think it was the Dodgers and the Mets before he came crawling back to the Twins. Because of him, he's been sidelined with injuries. He's been unproductive this season. He's been blocking more talented, younger talent. Guys like Royce Lewis, Brooks Lee, Edward Julian, Luke Keeschall, those types of guys. C.J. Culpepper, he's in the minors. He's doing good. But now Correa's gone. That money saved, we can pour towards some of our studs we have now. And, of course, future players that are on free agency in the offseason. We'll see. There was a lot of rumors of Joe Ryan being traded today. In fact, there was a news blip that got leaked saying he was traded to Boston, but that was prematurely released and it never happened. It was taken down, and instead Boston traded for Dodgers pitcher Dustin May. So Joe Ryan's still here, but I've been hearing reports he's not happy. Royce Lewis, we've heard reports he's not happy. But the silver lining is the team's still for sale. Who knows what the new ownership will do when they take over. I think it's pretty obvious, though, once new ownership is in place, whenever that may be, they're going to clean house. They're going to get rid of the front office. They're going to get rid of the coaching staff, and they're going to start fresh. And they're going to get players that they want. And we'll see what happens. I believe, and this is a hot take, I believe there is somebody lined up to buy the Twins. I think there is a new majority owner in place. They're just finalizing the money part. I think there is somebody there, and I think current ownership, the Pohlads and the front office, went to the new owners and got their opinion. And I think the new owners said, go ahead, tear down the studs. We don't care. We're going to put in our own people anyway, so happy fire sale. So I think that's my take. I think that's what happened. It might not, but it wouldn't surprise me if that is in fact going to happen. Baseball has said the Twins are for sale and a deal is close. Rob Manfred said that during the All-Star break, and they're trying to get that deal done. I think they're waiting on the Twins to try and figure out the Tampa Bay Rays situation with their stadium and their ownership, which they've been sold. And I think the White Sox are also being sold to the Ishbias. They were the ones that were originally going to take a shot at the Twins, but then they backed out when it was known that they had a minority stake in the White Sox. Personally, why would you want to be with the White Sox when the Twins got more attractive pieces, but whatever. But I think that's what's going to go down. I think we will see a ownership change this year, in the next calendar year. I wouldn't be surprised if new owners are announced soon, and then the owners vote on the new owners by the winter meetings or even before that, so the new ownership can take over for good and then start putting in their new coaching staff, front office, what have you. Because I want to see this team get rebuilt and get some pieces put back on the team. We got some good young talent, but shit needs to change. This whole analytic bullshit and the coaching staff and the medical staff is a joke too. Too many injuries are happening. Players are not taking care of themselves like they should be. So something's got to give, and the chemistry in this organization is a train wreck, and today proved that this is a lost season. The Twins are done. I mean, they just, coming out of the All-Star break, they've lost every series since the All-Star break. They lost 2 of 3 to the Rockies. They lost 2 of 3 to the Dodgers. They lost 2 of 3 to the Nationals, and they just lost 2 of 3 to the Red Sox. They have not won a series since before the All-Star break. And 2 of these series that we've lost were to 2 of the worst teams in baseball. It is an absolute embarrassment. And this is the worst Twins team I have seen in probably 20 plus years, since the 90s. When those Twins teams in the 90s were pretty bad, especially after Puckett was forced to retire. This is sad. And hopefully new ownership can turn the ship around and get the right people hired and fix things and right the ship. So that's what I think about the trade deadline. We'll see. It'll be interesting next 24 hours to see who's going to get called up, because there's going to be some call-ups because they got 10 spots to fill on the main roster. I think I saw Luke Keyshaw, he's coming back from his forearm break early in the season, so he should be back joining the team in Cleveland. And then they got the other spots to fill, so you're going to see a lot of the young guys get called up, and I think it's the right time. You know, season's a lost cause. Let's call up some of these guys from AAA, AA, see what we got. Now that Correa's gone and out of the way, he's not blocking anybody. You can park Brooksley at shortstop where he belongs. He's a better shortstop than anything. Keep Royce Lewis at third. Maybe put Keyshaw in at second. Or Edward Julian, call him back up. You got to figure out first base. Aaron Sabato has been down there for a while. Maybe it's his time to shine. See what you got in him. And in the outfield, of course, Buxton's on the IL right now, but he should be back. Maybe call up first-round draft pick Walker Jenkins. Maybe it's time for him. Baseball teams have been calling up their just recent prospects, drafted prospects, at an alarming higher rate than normal. Usually, in the past, you'd draft a guy and he'd sit in the minors for 6 years or whatever. But now it's like, as soon as they're drafted, they're almost immediately called up. So maybe the Twins should follow suit with Walker Jenkins. I don't know. But it's going to be a very interesting next couple of weeks and the rest of the season. So that's it for now. If anything else major happens, I'll do another vlog and get you guys updated. If you like this vlog, hit that like button, leave a comment if you like, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help out with future projects, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/MNTwinsDonate, or you can drop something in the Cash App. You don't have to help, but any help is always greatly appreciated. Until next time, peace out.